It's time for Sully's College Football Page on 98.9 WXCO, online at WXCO.FM, mobile devices and Alexa by searching WXCO, and on the Civic Media app. Sully's College Football Page is brought to you by the Hilltop Bar, Advantage Insurance, Tommy's Express Car Wash, Dwayne's Cover It All, Buck's Golf Shop, Jim Creeshock Jewelry, Big Fat Design, Sun Printing, Hot Nose, the Eye Clinic of Wisconsin, Peterson Kramer Funeral Home, Menster Hardwoods, Krasowski Dental, the Cloverbelt Credit Union, France Propane, Subway, Webco of Wausau, the Kuhn Hearing Center, Carmelo's and Rip Mountain Golf Course, Joe Rader Towing, the Dirks Group, the Intermission Lounge, the Brokaw Credit Union, Champion Insurance, Trap River Golf Club, Central Wisconsin School of Ballet, Red Clover Market, Mountain Bay Auto Care, Charlie's Bar, the People State Bank, the Mint Cafe, North End Pub, and the Travel Leaders. It's time now for Sully's College Football Page on 98.9 WXCO.
And good morning, cold morning here in Wausau, Wisconsin. We're here at the Sully's College Football Page on 98.9 WXCO. I'm Paul Miklick, and we're here with the one and only, the man himself, Mr. Dan Sullivan. Sul, how are you doing this morning?
I'm cold, Mick. I got up this morning and I just took a peek outside, and I thought maybe we should do the show as a call-in today and not leave the house. But hey, once you get out in it, man, this is Wisconsin, so it is what it is.
Did you get a little advice this morning? Did you get a little breakfast before you came over here?
Well, we were missing a couple of guys. Robbie and Doughboy didn't make it this morning, but I had Bush and Gruen, and that's all the information one needs.
Oh, they got if you got Gruneau, that is a good one, and his son, I know, has listened the last couple of weeks, so hopefully you got some good advice from.
Well,
from those guys.
And Drew's, he's a big Notre Dame guy, so whatever Drew says something, we just nod.
And speaking of Notre Dame, we will talk about Notre Dame because this is Sully's show, and Sully can talk about whatever he wants. We will get to those later on in one of our last segments. Sul will tell us all about what transpired and what took place. I did find I don't know if it's not really funny, but that college football is kind of like a soap opera lately, especially lately. And Lane Kiffin actually was thanking Notre Dame last weekend for taking the pressure off of them. And then Michigan this week took the pressure off of Notre Dame because they all kind of were getting attacked there a little bit. So it's a soap opera. It really is, so.
Well, Mick, you were saying that I can say what I want, and that might be the most insightful thing I've ever heard you say.
Well, even a blind squirrel can find a nut, so.
And so if I am morally obligated to talk about the Notre Dame circumstance, I want you to know you are morally obligated to listen.
Yeah. We put it the last segment, so we made sure that was the last going away present for the weekend. Great show today. We'll be talking about some of the championships from last weekend. Obviously, the Army-Navy game is a huge game this week. We will be talking to your brother-in-law about 10:15 this morning. Down from Texas about it. And we have Steve from the Maine
all volunteer fire department, Chief Jen Rich, yep.
At 9:30. And we have Corey Hines, one of our favorites, will be on here at 10 o'clock. Sully actually coached him back in pre Jesus time. I think it was, what was it? 1989, 88 ish time frame.
About then, I think that Christ came a little before that, Mick. So we're going to have to go back to your history.
Well,
lesson.
Yeah, I never said I was good at history, but we're excited to have a full show today, and we'll start off with some of the championships from last week, and we'll start off with the Conference USA Championship. Looking at some of those stats in that game, and even game, which would make sense why it was kind of a 1915 game. Kennesaw State beat Jacksonville State 1915. Again, balanced offense, the yards, 318, 306. They got there a different direction. Turnovers were the same. What do you think about that game?
Well, it was interesting because Jacksonville State, many people will think they're from Florida. They are not. They're from Alabama. Jacksonville is, the University of Jacksonville is in Florida. Jacksonville State is in Alabama, and Jackson State is in Mississippi. But anyway, Mick, the thing about that was kind of interesting in terms of correlation. Jacksonville State, Alabama, Kennesaw State was Georgia. It was like the JV game going into the Georgia-Alabama game for the SEC championship. Both those teams are very good teams, and it turned out to be a very good championship game for Conference USA.
And Georgia won that one too, just like a JV game, like you said. Sun Belt Conference Championship, kind of a big one here. James Madison over Troy, all over Troy, 31-14. Dominated the yards, especially on the ground, 411, 177 total yards. Actually, James Madison lost the turnover battle, but still dominated the game all over the place.
Yeah, the only thing I'd say about that game is James Madison held Troy to minus 26 yards rushing. So they dominated the ball in terms of them trying to move it on the ground.
And those James Madison, Tulane got to be a little they got to hurt you a little bit, don't they?
Well, both those teams should write thank you letters to the ACC playoff or the ACC tiebreaker scheme. I don't think that Albert Einstein could understand how that worked. The ACC should really call the old AAC, which is currently the American or AC. Their tiebreaker, Mick, was head-to-head, and then the second tiebreaker was who's ranked highest. The ACC was using strength of schedule, then strength of record. Then they had this this athletic assessment kind of tool that you lay over all. And they ended up with the 5-loss Duke team in the championship, and they left Miami out, who was far and away the best team in the ACC. So they really need to revisit that.
And speaking of Tulane, they took on North Texas, and they beat them 34-21. North Texas had 5 turnovers. You're not going to win many games losing a turnover battle 5-0 on that game.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, North Texas was favored in that game, and coming in had played, at a higher level. The site liked them; they were favored, but Tulane's got a lot of history. New Orleans team, initially SEC team years ago, and they just showed up and got it done.
The Mountain West Conference Championship, Boise State, who does play tonight. They beat UNLV 38-31. Again, a good game. Yards 460, 409 in favor of Boise State. Good win for Boise State.
Yeah, well, Spencer Danielson is one of their. He played there, and now he's coaching there. They struggled mid-season. They had some losses that they probably should not have lost, and yet they, in the last few years, those things they haven't recovered from. Man, they recovered well. This year, they won like the last 4 games, and then got it done in the championship game against Danny Mullen's team. Danny's now at UNLV. So big win for Boise, and like you said, they're taking on, as weird as this sounds, they're taking on the Big Ten tonight with Washington being the Big Ten rep.
Kind of like the old, like a mini old new Pac-10 kind of thing. Well,
the Pac-10, when they were together, for their group of 5, they would play the Mountain West, and for their FCS, they'd play the Big Sky. So those 3 conferences kind of were in a fold out there. So, yeah, it's similar, Mick. They're going back to those days with playing Washington.
The Mid-American Conference, Western Michigan 23, Miami, Ohio 13. Western Michigan kind of showed they were the class of that conference.
Yeah, and Mick, you talk about tiebreakers. In the MAC, Toledo, who we always talk about having a lot of speed, they beat Miami of Ohio. Ohio, the University of Ohio, they also beat Miami of Ohio. So I'm thinking, how did Miami of Ohio get in? Well, the only loss that Western Michigan had, Miami of Ohio gave to them. Western Michigan beat both Ohio and Toledo. So the better teams, in my view, they went head-to-head. Both of them beat Miami of Ohio. Did not get in. So some of these tiebreakers, I don't know, maybe what we should do is they should agree as a 10 conference or 9 conference entities as to have similar tiebreakers. And I like the Americans, head-to-head, and then who's ranked higher.
And in the Big 12 Conference, Texas Tech all over BYU 34-7.
Yeah, the first time they played, they beat them 29-7. So I think that there's kind of a pattern here. TCU, TTU is the best team in the Big 12. I don't think there's any doubt about it. BYU arguably was the second best group, and twice Texas Tech took care of business. So, Mick, the tournament, it's going to be very interesting to see how Texas Tech does once they step out of what's considered to be, from a talent perspective, so Big 12.
And we'll get into that more later on. The SEC championship, Georgia all over Alabama 28-7.
Yeah, how about rushing for -3 yards? When Notre Dame was kind of raising Cain about not being excluded, some of the comments were somewhat humorous. One guy said that Notre Dame rushed for more yards in the SEC championship than Alabama, and I thought, what's this guy on? What's he talking? Then I realized, since Alabama was -3 yards rushing, I suppose you could use that as a way to translate Notre Dame rushing for more yards.
In the ACC, Duke 27-20 over Virginia.
Yeah, it was something nobody wanted. I mean, ESPN wanted, contrary to what some of the things Notre Dame has said, ESPN would have preferred Notre Dame to be in the tournament. But since ESPN, has distributing rights for the ACC, they really, and they give them $45 million per team. They really had an interest in getting at least one ACC team in. And when Duke won that game, they were ranked lower than James Madison. So the ACC, unless Miami found a way to climb Notre Dame, and then you quietly got Alabama in, now you and I and anybody else who's ever involved in sports would say head-to-head prevails. Miami won that game, therefore Miami gets the nod.
And we'll get to that more in the last segment of the day. And the last one here quickly, the Big Ten Conference, Indiana in a terrific game. If you like defense and kind of like, I don't want to say ugly football, but Indiana 13, Ohio State 10.
Yeah, and how about holding Ohio State? The mighty Buckeyes are a very good offensive line and really skilled running backs to 58 yards. They just couldn't run the ball against them. And then they pressured the quarterback. He had a difficult time against them. And so they made Ohio State one-dimensional. It'll be interesting if they do get back together. It would be an all Big Ten final. And you wonder what will happen this time with Ohio State and their ability to run the ball.
And we are going to take a break, and we're going to come back with some FCS results from last week and then look ahead here on Sully's College Football page on 98.9 WXCO.
Choose an agency with true 5G coverage. Advantage Insurance of Wausau. Great companies, great agents, great service, great rates, and great claims results. At Advantage Insurance, they support our local community and back you always. Call Advantage Insurance today for all of your insurance needs, or go to AdvantageInsuranceWausau.com. They offer top-rated coverage and the best agents that provide you a true 5G experience for the best total coverage for all your insurance needs.
Chief, we've got a situation.
What is it?
Trouble at the naval base, sir. I'll put it on the screen.
Jiminy Christmas, what happened to all our boat covers?
That's not the worst of it, sir.
No!
Afraid so, sir.
Not the boat upholstery, too. All those holes? It looks like Swiss cheese.
It's funny you mention that, sir. We found the culprit.
All right, Mouse, who are you working for? The Russians? Take him to the brig and get Agent Dwayne from CIA on the horn now.
Dwayne's covered off. Dwayne speaking.
Agent Dwayne, your country needs you. A terrorist mouse has chewed up every single boat cover and piece of upholstery in the Navy.
I'll patch up what I can and replace what I can.
Agent Dwayne, you're a great American.
Just doing my job.
Boat covers, seat upholstery, camper, deck, or patio awnings. When you need something covered or upholstered, call the CIA. Dwayne's Cover It All. Commercial accounts are welcome. Call or email Dwayne. Visit Dwayne's CoverItAll.com.
Tommy's Express Car Wash at 102 Bridge Street in Wausau and 1611 Schofield Avenue in Weston has the tools and experience to keep your car clean inside and out. Our wash packages let you pay for the services you want, including Tommy Garden Body Wax, wheel cleaning and tire gloss, an underbody flush and spot-free rinse. Give your vehicle the cleaning it deserves at Tommy's Express at 102 Bridge Street in Wausau and 1611 Schofield Avenue in Weston.
It takes a lot to impress us at Jim Krishock Jewelers. I mean, we see gorgeous diamonds, gemstones, and incredible jewelry every day that we've chosen for our selection. But when a diamond jewelry line like this one comes along, well, our eyes really widen up and our mouths drop open and our hearts beat a little faster. Yours will too when you stop in and check out our Fire and Ice collection of diamonds and diamond jewelry. Their slogan is bigger, brighter, whiter. And it's a difference you can see, which is the most important. Each Fire and Ice diamond is cut to maximize the performance of light coming into and leaving the diamonds to create amazing sparkle and brilliance. So whether you're planning on getting engaged or upsizing your current diamond, or just want something completely new with more sparkle and dazzle than you've ever seen before, stop in and check out our Fire and Ice collection. It's exclusively available right here at Jim Krishock Jewelers at our one and only location on Rib Mountain Drive in Wausau.
Joe Rader Towing in Wausau offers 24-hour-a-day towing, lockout service, and roadside assistance throughout central Wisconsin. You can count on Joe Rader's experienced team to get to you fast. Family owned and operated. When you need a tow, call Joe at 715-212-4762.
The Intermission Bar, located in the heart of downtown Wausau, is a warm, friendly, comfortable spot to enjoy time with old friends and meet new ones as well. Free live music 3 nights a week featuring some of the Midwest's finest talent. The Intermission, a social establishment.
And welcome back to Sully's College Football Page on 98.9 WXCO. And this morning we're going to start segment 2 here with a little recap, just kind of seeing where we how we got to where we got to in the FCS subdivision championship results here. The first round games were actually the weekend of Thanksgiving, and we had Illinois State winning 21-3 over Southeast Louisiana. We had Yale winning 43-42 against Youngstown State. That must have been a lot of defense there.
That's Tressel's old team
on there. That's you like seeing those kind of games. South Dakota State 41, New Hampshire 3, North Dakota 31, Tennessee Tech 6. Villanova 52, Harvard 7, South Dakota 38, Drake 17, Albany Christian 38, Lamar 20, and Rhode Island 27, and Central Connecticut 19. So who are the buys that can you off the top of your head? Do you remember?
Yeah, we'll talk about them in the next round because there's 8 of them.
So there's 8 teams that got buys. So those teams won the first round. 8 teams got a bye into the second round, which was last weekend.
And let me just point this out, that this tournament has 24 teams. There are 13 conferences in the FCS. 2 of them, the MEAC and the SWAC, opt out. they do not play in this tournament because they make more money for their conferences by playing in what is really a bowl game called the Celebration Bowl. But anyway, Mick, they take 11 conference champs, and then they take 13 at large to get to 24. The highest seeded 8 teams, which could all be from one conference, it's not related to conference champ, which we know the committee got wrong a year ago when they really gave those teams buys that they should not have. That's not an issue here. And so now those teams are kicking in that had the buys in that first round.
And we have Villanova over Lehigh, 14-7 last week. What stood out to you on that one?
Well,
I think you picked Lehigh.
I don't remember. Lehigh was undefeated. I may have, but I would be surprised if I did because Villanova is in a better league.
Gotcha.
It's the Coastal Athletic Association. Lehigh's having a great year. Lehigh also was in the oldest running rivalry in all of college football with Lafayette. So anyway, Villanova, the better league, prevailed. Villanova got this done.
So this is kind of off. You said that they take the best 8 teams. If you're saying Villanova was the better team, then why did Lehigh get the bye?
Because the committee doesn't agree. When they put those teams in.
So there's no constrictions whatsoever when they pick those 8?
No, they could have. They must just said it from during the year. Maybe Lehigh, the Lehigh is in the Patriot League, Mick, and they have a huge rivalry, which people here don't know. But, I watch it every year where they play the Ivy League. So like Bucknell plays Brown and, Penn plays Holy Cross. And so those 2 leagues really get after one another. But neither one of them would be as good as the Coastal Athletic Association. However, the committee must have thought that Lehigh deserves to buy, and so Villanova played.
South Dakota beat Mercer 47-0 last weekend. That's what Auburn did, I think, a couple weeks before that to Mercer.
Yeah, it's Mercer is in the SoCon, which is the Southern Conference, Mick. And there was a time when that was the best league in the FCS. Teams that that you're familiar with, Appalachian State, Georgia Southern, Georgia State, they all played. And now many of them have moved up to the FBS. So the league is not as good as it's been. In fact, Mercer got beat this year by Presbyterian, who had a great year for them. But when they beat Mercer earlier in the year, I got to tell you, Mick, I was pretty shocked that occurred.
In Illinois State went to North Dakota State, and probably one of the biggest upsets in FCS, I would think, since they've started. Beat them 29-28 over at the Fargo Dome. Pretty amazing win there for Illinois State.
Shocking when you consider the fact that Illinois State threw 5 interceptions. They only generated 1 turnover. And, Mick, that was at the end of the game. With about 2 minutes to go, North Dakota State was winning the game by 14. It was 28-14. And then Illinois State drove down and scored with about 2 to go. They kicked off, and then North Dakota State turned it over. And then with a few seconds to go, maybe 5 or 6, Illinois State hit a pass to the same guy who had caught the pass to get it to 21. Now gets it to 28. Then they go for 2, and they win the game 29-28 with a 5-1 negative in turnovers. But here's the thing, Mick, on third down, North Dakota State was 2 of 10. They couldn't stay on the field, so they just didn't generate any points off those turnovers, which is very rare for them. They had played earlier, and they'd beaten Illinois State by 4 or 5 touchdowns. So, I don't know where the kids were mentally, but they weren't in the dome.
Yeah, they don't lose there much. North Dakota traveled to Tarleton State. Tarleton State all over North Dakota, 31-13. The yards 407 to 248. They were all over them. from the get-go.
Yeah, now here's the thing about Tarleton State. They have a connection. Not only are they playing today, but earlier in the year, shockingly, they went to West Point and beat Army. I watched some of that game. I couldn't believe it. Army just struggled with them, and Tarleton State is really good. They lost one game this year to a team that we read, Abilene Christian. That was their only loss. And so for a while, we had them ranked first in the FCS ahead of the Dakota schools and ahead of the Montana schools. This team can flat out play.
And they will be, you can watch them actually on ESPN today at noon.
Yeah, we'll talk about who
who
they're playing.
Yale at Montana State last week. Montana State pulled out 21-13. And actually they only had 179 yards total offense. And
yeah. You know, Mick, I thought Harvard would play better. I mean, Villanova just hammered them. And then Yale wins the game against Youngstown State. And then I'll tell you, they gave Montana State all they wanted. So Yale really did a great job of representing the Ivy League for the first time in this tournament, I think, ever. They had never played it because, sadly, the Ivy League teams still think they're academic institutions. I'm being facetious.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, they wouldn't play because it conflicted with their midterms. But they had decided that they would now, whatever changed, they now play. And Yale did a very good job representing them.
Albany Christian went to Stephen F. Austin.
Yeah, there you go.
And Stephen F. Austin won 41-34.
Yeah, there's an inside joke there. There was a guy from our area who attended there who used to always say to me, Sully, you got to have a period after that F. I said, okay, we'll make sure we get that handled. Abilene Christian, a good team, big win for Stephen F. Austin, and they played last night. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Rhode Island traveled to USC Davis. USC Davis 47-26 over Rhode Island.
Yeah, UC Davis is good every year. Mick, when I was in Vista, like in the 74, 75, I actually saw them play Cal State Fullerton. And, so I had a connection with them. So I've watched them over the years as we started the site. They're always very good, very solid. So they may be in a position this year to make some noise in the tourney. We'll see what happens today.
South Dakota State traveled to Montana. Montana won 50-29 over South Dakota State.
Yeah, they just couldn't stop them. It was like Montana basically said, we're going to outscore you. And they did. I mean, they gave up 29, but when you're going to put 50 on the board, you're going to be hard to beat.
500 yards.
Yeah.
A game last night in the quarterfinals. It was Montana State 44, Stephen F. Austin 28.
Yeah, and I did forget to put the period.
There was no period there. Yeah. That's why I forgot to say it.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to correct that. Yeah, again, Montana State looked like we could be heading, instead of a Dakota final with North Dakota State versus South Dakota State, we actually this year could have an all Big Sky final with Montana and Montana State playing each other in the championship. We'll see how that shakes out.
And we have Villanova versus Tarleton State this afternoon. And I think I said before, you can watch that game actually on ESPN.
And Tarleton State is a 14-point favorite, so significant favorite here.
And another one, you have South Dakota versus Montana. And that will be on actually ABC this afternoon at 3:30. What do you think about that one?
Well, Montana's a 10-point favorite, so it looks like Montana will be joining Montana State to get into the semis, right? Next week, and like we had mentioned, maybe an all Montana Big Sky final. Montana is a 10-point favorite today over South Dakota.
And the last one, Illinois State is at USC Davis, and that one starts today at 5. That one is on ESPN Plus. What do you think about that one?
I think it's a pick'em game. UC Davis a 2.5-point favorite, But these are all really entertaining games. It'll be interesting to see what happens to the Missouri Valley Football Conference this go around, because for the first time, Mick, and I would say over a decade, you won't have any Missouri Valley Football Conference teams in the semis. So we'll see how this shakes out. So either South Dakota State, who's the 10-point dog, or Illinois State, who's the 2.5 point, is getting 2.5 points. So we'll see how this shakes out based on the Missouri Valley and their history in this tournament.
And those are some great games that will be taking place today. Some entertaining games, some real good football. Go watch yourself some. We have to take a break, and we're going to come back with one of our guests here today, Chief Steve Genrich from Maine. And you're listening to Sully's College Football Page on 98.9 WXCO.
I only travel once or twice a year, but when I do, I go big. Exotic places, incredible hotels, new experiences. It has to be memorable. That's why I call Travel Leaders of Wausau. They get me, and they take care of all the details, so I don't have to worry about a thing.
Travel Leaders gets you, and we get you there. Travel better. Call Travel Leaders of Wausau at 715-355-4437.
And can't forget the sandals and the right sunglasses.
Hello, my name is Steve Brickner. Here at Brickner Motors in Little Chicago, we'll help you order your brand new Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, or Jeep and get it equipped the way you want it and the color you've always dreamed of. That means you won't overpay for something you don't want. Quality vehicles and competitive prices are what keep people coming back again and again. Make the drive out to Brickner Motors on Little Chicago's northeast side and let our family take care of your family.
You can count on us. Yes, you can.
The Kuhn Hearing Center is a family-owned and operated hearing care facility located at 1699 Schofield Avenue, Suite 106 in Schofield. Dr. Tim Kuhn has been practicing audiology in the greater Wausau-Weston area for 26 years. Dr. Kuhn works closely with several audiology agencies, including Signia Hearing Aids and Accessories, which provides access to the latest and most advanced technologies in the hearing industry. For more info, check them out online at kuhnhearing.com or call 715-298-5511.
Big Fat Designs can give your company the cutting-edge look it needs to attract customers and stand out from the rest. From websites and print designs to logos and letterheads, Big Fat Designs is your effective and affordable marketing solution. E-commerce, online customer database, video and audio players, Big Fat Designs does it all. And the best part, you deal with someone locally to talk with, to meet with, working hands-on towards your success. Big Fat Designs in Wausau. Find out more online at bigfatdesigns.com.
Experience a culinary journey at Oliva's at Gulliver's Landing. Indulge in our unique supper club atmosphere and savor mouth-watering steaks, seafood, pasta, and sandwiches. Join us for an unforgettable dining experience. Oliva's at Gulliver's Landing, Gadwall Lane in Wausau.
And welcome back to Sully's College Football Page on 98.9 WXCO. And this is one of the segments we enjoy the most here. Last few weeks I've been here having different supporters come in. And in this case, it's a little unique situation. We have Fire Chief from Maine, Steve Genrich. I said it right the first time, didn't I?
Yeah.
The chief is here. He's going to share some information about the department and ways to potentially get involved and things like that. But first, we're going to let Sul. Sul really truly does like this part more than anything about the show. So he'll talk about a little background about the show, about having our guest today.
Yeah, Chief, and thank you for coming in today. We sure appreciate that. So before we begin, we'd like to give a big shout out to our guest today, Chief Steve Genrich, representing the Maine Fire Department And to all our nonprofits, charities, parishes, missions, volunteers, and schools who serve the community and beyond. As a result of our sponsors' support, Sully's College football page was able to identify and provide financial support to the following groups: Hager House, the Women's Community, Bridge Street Mission, Newman Catholic Schools, Holy Name Parish, the Good News Project, Maine All Volunteer Fire Department, the Humane Society, Knock MS Out of the Park, St. Vincent de Paul Society, Wausau's Free Medical Clinic, the National MS Society, Children's Miracle Network, and St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. So on behalf of all our sponsors, Civic Media Radio, Bull Falls Radio, and Sully's College football page, would like to give a big thank you to you, Chief, and to all our services, charities, nonprofits, and on who serve the Wausau community and beyond. So thank you for your efforts during the year, Chief.
Thank you.
And being our guest here, and we both said the same thing to you. We mentioned that we think we knew somebody that was out there. If you could talk about a little bit about your company there and what you guys do and how you do it.
Well, I started back in March, I think it was. We are volunteer fire department. We have first responders and firefighters, obviously. We work in conjunction with Wausau Fire, Safer Fire District, Hamburg Fire. They work with us quite a bit. And a bunch of other departments that are around our area. When we have fires, there's a lot of people that need to respond to these calls. So it's not just one department. Most of the time, a lot of the fires, other than in the city here, a lot of the fires from these other jurisdictions require multiple departments to show up just because staffing is short.
Sure.
And I don't care if you're full-time or volunteer, staffing is short. It doesn't matter where it is.
How many for yours? How many full-time do you have, and how many part-time or volunteer, I should say?
Well, we don't have any full-time
at
Maine. So we're all, whenever we can respond, we respond. So it all depends on when the pager goes off.
How many do you have in Maine volunteer-wise?
Right now, I think we're only at like 10 or 12. There was some stuff going on for the last couple of years, and some people just didn't want to do it anymore.
Yep.
So we're trying to get more people on, but it's not a very big community. There's not a lot of people that want to do this job anymore.
Yep.
I remember when I first started 25 years ago, I started on Schofield Fire Department, and we would get an ambulance call in the middle of the night, and we'd have 6 or 8 people show up to the fire station for a call, and we'd sit there and BS for 2 hours until the ambulance got back to the station and we'd all go home.
Yep.
Unfortunately, you don't see a whole lot of that commitment anymore. Why? I don't know. I really don't.
Well, we appreciate what you do and all the volunteers that do that work. We couldn't do it without you, and so hopefully today we're going to try to have a little fun here, right? So,
oh yeah,
absolutely.
We're going to have a little fun here with some games, and we're going to start off with Sully. Sully, are you going to start off with a question?
Chief is our
Chief's
lead
going to
off
be
guy.
our
I'm going to start off with the question.
You're the
All right.
guest, Chief. You go first.
All right. I'm good with that. Let me pull up my questions here. All right. So question number 1. Clark Griswold's hockey jersey in Christmas Vacation, what team was it?
It was Chicago Blackhawks, I believe.
I'm going to go with that.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
You're right.
Oh, Sully, I got one. I'm
got
done.
it.
I'm done for the day. I'm out of here.
Steve.
We're gone. Sully, it's all yours from here on out.
You know, Chief, for me to say that that I was a little confused and not clear on that one would be a great I had no idea who that was.
Not a Christmas Vacation fan, huh?
I don't remember that.
No,
I don't remember.
I might have watched it, I don't know, give or take a million times. So
yeah, the same way.
I should. I better have known that one.
It's pretty much a staple for Christmas.
Yes, correct.
All right, now we're back at you here, Chief. In the Christmas Carol,
okay,
how many ghosts come to see Scrooge that night? 2, 3, or 4 ghosts show up?
Well, I'm going to say 3, but I have a funny feeling there's a 4th one in there too. But I'll say 3.
Okay, well, you should have went with your funny feeling because
there was 4.
Yes, there's
That's what I
like
thought.
past, present, and future.
And then there's another one that tells him the ghost is
Merly or
coming.
whatever.
Merly.
Yeah.
Sully, that's his one of his staple trick questions.
It's a
on
trick
there.
question.
Yeah. That's he's cheating over there. Sully is on there. You're up. Let's see if now we'll get Sully back on this one.
All right. So in A Christmas Story,
Okay.
what state did that story take place in? Do you want me to give you multiple choice?
Sure.
All right. Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, or Ohio?
My gut was saying Illinois from the get-go before he even gave it, but it could be Ohio now that I think. But I Illinois popped into my head.
Are you stuck on the Blackhawks, Mick?
No. Yeah, I should. Yeah, I'm staying with that state. All questions from Chicago or from Illinois. Is Illinois, Ohio?
Yeah, I don't think it's Wisconsin or Indiana either. And since we already had an Illinois related answer, do we go with Ohio?
Okay, it's your show, so we'll go with Ohio. But if he's wrong, I was going to say Illinois.
That's got nothing to do. I'm not taking responsibility
on there.
Well, you're both wrong. It was Indiana.
Oh, Christ.
Well, we're in the Midwest, and he's even
Yeah,
all.
well, that's what I kept the guessing.
Yes. Well, okay. I guess we're all.
All right, so we're 1 for what? 1 for 2.
One.
All right, Chief.
Total, yes.
All right, The Miracle on 34th Street, one of the classical Christmas movies.
I haven't seen that in a long, long time.
All right, so here you might be all right on this. The store that they were involved in, was that store Sears?
Mm-mm.
Was it Gimbel's, or was it Macy's?
Gimbel's.
Well, they talked about Gimbel's, but it was actually Macy's.
Oh, okay.
Because Santa keeps sending people to Gimbel's, and the administration's going crazy at first, and then they realize the fallout of people appreciating that. So anyway, yeah, it was Macy's. Although you should get half a point for that because Gimbel's is talked about a lot in that show.
It is.
Again, another trick question by Sul. We're supposed to be helping and trying to get people to get questions right, Sul.
I was
Not
trying to bring the heat a little bit with some of these questions, and
Yeah, and Mick, you really need to learn to keep those opinions.
all right.
All right, check you up.
We're gonna go with the Polar Express movie now.
Ooh.
Okay, so what was the name of the tunnel that the train went through in the Polar Express?
Ian.
Oh, we're gonna involve you too. We got a ringer.
It was called a flat top tunnel.
I think he's cheating. I think he's punching it into the computer.
No, I
I
know he knows the stuff. That's why
he's right. He's right. Flat top tunnel.
Yeah, but I mean, it's already 2-1. Chief. Maybe we can go out in the street and get people watching.
It's phone a friend. I phoned a friend. Ian got the answer for me.
No.
All right.
I would never have guessed that in a million years.
No,
I've watched the movie before. So you're up.
No, now we
Oh,
go back
yep.
to Chief. Chief, you got some other things you want to share?
How
about
do you
the-
how do you get involved? How if somebody wants to volunteer?
Well, you can. Well, if you happen to come by when there's somebody at the station, either myself or one of the other guys, there are applications at the station. Otherwise, you can go to the Village Hall in Maine, and you can get an application there.
I don't know what that was.
But those are pretty much the ways you can do it. I don't know if there's anything on the Village website, but we have training the first and third Wednesday of every month. The first responders have it, I believe, Thursdays. So there's obviously, if you come on the department, you don't have any schooling, we'll send you to school, fire school. You can go to first responder class 2 if you want. We're actually today, well, we did yesterday. There were 2 of us at Fleet Farm ringing the bell for Salvation Army too. Today we're supposed to go to, I want to say festival. I think it's Festival Foods, and ring the bell from 4 to 6.
So you guys do stuff in the community,
We
even
try
when you're
to,
not,
yeah.
even when you're not fighting fires, so
Yep,
to speak.
we try to. Yep, festival. I got it right.
So come out.
All right,
if
so
you got
we
time,
got-
come on out and
we-
say hi to him. But we'll get to the next. We'll get to the next question. Sully, you up?
Yes.
All right.
I think
Yes,
he is. Yep.
I am. What happened every time a bell rung in It's a Wonderful Life?
An angel gets its wings.
There you go. Very
He
good.
didn't
Dave.
even get his 3 options. He got that right.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
did.
yeah,
Yes.
he did that without that. All right.
I remember the little girl saying
Yeah.
that every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings.
Could be double right there because he got it without
Yeah,
even having the
'cause-
3.
But
options.
based on how quickly your options were, a present appears under the Christmas tree, or Santa could be heard in the distance. So there you have it. Very good, Chief. All right, you're up.
Well, yeah, I got to get back to my questions here. All right. Here's a tough one. I was just looking this up.
All right, you're up,
So,
Nick.
what
Yeah,
year was Christmas first recognized as a holiday?
Ooh.
Can you give us a few?
We'll go 336 AD, 1521, 1915, or we'll just go with those
Is
3.
Well, the 3 is before Christ, so
Yeah.
we'll eliminate.
Yeah. We'll limit. I want to say that the 19. Some odd reason I feel like it didn't happen until.
Well, it happened in Europe before it happened here.
Here.
Abraham Lincoln was the first guy to recognize, or was that Thanksgiving? That might have been Thanksgiving.
So I said 336 AD.
Oh, AD. Okay.
So I kept them all in the same timeline.
So that's that is interesting then. But
I think it might be that one, Sal.
you think that early. Okay, we'll go with that.
You're right.
There you go.
336
Hey,
AD.
There you go.
'Cause it
I
was-
didn't realize it was that early. I knew it was early.
I knew it
didn't
was
realize
early,
it was
but yes,
that early.
correct. Well, okay, all right. See,
All right.
so we did have help there, but that with the 3, but we'll take it. A win's a win.
Oh yeah. Are we up now?
A win is
It's
a
a
win.
All right. Which state first added Thanksgiving as an annual holiday? Was it California, Utah, or New York?
Let's go with New York.
And you would be right. It's New York.
He's on
was the
fire. The
Yes,
chief is
sir.
on fire here.
There you go.
No pun intended there. With the fire. But he is.
We were all over
Well,
that.
I
Nick.
know.
We got that.
If I have to explain it myself, then it's probably not a funny joke. But I wasn't even trying to. But he's got a couple right in a row here. Is this the last round right here now? Coming? Is this the fifth
Yeah,
one?
well, you know,
He's gonna have the
Chief has
fifth one.
got his.
I got the last one. It's going to be an easy one, I would imagine. But which artist recorded Blue Christmas in 1964?
Oh, I know that.
Well, go ahead, Sal.
That's Elvis.
There you go.
Elvis, yes.
All right, Chief. And then the last one we got for you. When did the party goers first celebrate in Times Square for New Year's Eve?
Okay.
Was it 1890, 1904, or 1918?
1904.
Is right. 1904 was the first year the ball fell.
Fell down. That
Good
was
job.
good. He ended up being good. We got a quick 30 seconds here. Anything else before we send you off to your day about Maine?
No, I really don't have anything else right now.
Well, Chief, listen, we appreciate everything you guys do to keep people safe, throughout the year, and especially in the holidays when there are so many things going on, so many lights burning and so many other things that you guys, that are there when people need help. So thank you for what you do through the Maine Village.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on this morning. We're going to take a break on Sully's College Football page on 98.9 WXCO.
Thinking about changing to organic or natural foods? Then you need to stop at Red Clover Market at the Total Rental location in Weston. Family-owned Red Clover Market, your healthy natural food store. Open Monday through Saturday.
Looking for a part for your vehicle? Look to Hilltop Auto Wrecking in Wausau. Hilltop Auto Wrecking can help you find just about any part you need for your car, truck, or SUV. They have a great selection of auto glass and tires with lots of sizes ready to go. Hilltop Auto Wrecking is always looking to buy vehicles, so if you're stuck with an older junker, they can haul it away for cash. Hilltop Auto Wrecking, family owned and operated for over 40 years at 237-934 Del Rio Road, formerly 6806 North 33rd Street, Wausau. Call 715-675-3258.
For more than 60 years, Sun Printing has been Central Wisconsin's commercial printer of choice due to their commitment to quality, creative solutions, and dedicated service. Sun Printing's team offers you a wide spectrum of services. Whether you need offset, digital, large format, graphic design, or mailing, they print everything under the sun. No project is too big or too small. So give Sun Printing a call at 845-4911 or visit them online at sunprinting.com.
Since 1981, Lopno's has been Wausau's favorite sports bar. Grab a bit of Wausau's past while you're watching your favorite sports teams at their historic turn-of-the-century establishment. Lopno's is the perfect place to catch all the sports action on their 15 enormous flat-screen TVs, enjoy a night on the town with friends, or have a celebration in their private party room. A great place for birthdays, anniversaries, clubs, or meetings. Lopno's, Wausau's oldest and finest sports bar, 3rd Street, Wausau.
For over 40 years, Champion Insurance has been helping business owners protect themselves. They also offer protection for your home, auto, and other personal assets as well. Local family owned and operated. Champion Insurance. They got you covered. Schofield Avenue, Schofield.
Come on down to Cheeks Bar and Grill on East Wausau Avenue in Wausau. Open for dine-in or takeout Tuesday through Friday, 2 p.m. till close. Saturday, 12 p.m. till close. Sunday, 12 until 8 p.m. Check them out on Facebook, and we hope to see you at Cheeks Bar and Grill in Wausau.
And welcome back. We'd like to say thanks to Chief Steve Gendrick coming in this morning, having a little fun here on the Sully's College Football page on 98.9 WXCO. We're going to have a little shorter segment here. We want to, Chad would be upset with me that I went a little long on that session. And so we got to get this back on track here. And we're going to Sully, the big game today, Army and Navy. And on Sully's College Football page, you wrote on WordPress, I believe, some of the stories of the Army-Navy game, the history of it, and all the pageantry around it. It's a heck of a game. And this segment here, we're going to have Sully go through a little bit of what the history of it for today.
Right. And what we'll do is my brother-in-law, Roger Baylog, who graduated from the West Point, the academy, in around 1967, 66. Roger served in Vietnam, had some harrowing stories about his service there. But nonetheless, he's going to bring us up to speed about something much lighter, is the week of the Army-Navy game. He can share some thoughts of what happened. What this is about is a little bit of a history of the game. And so they first played in 1890, and Navy won that game 24-0. There have been 10 exceptions when they've missed, where they did not play the game. The first one was in the 1893 game. What happened was it was a hotly contested, and this rivalry had really grown. Navy had been playing football before Army, so they were a little better at the game. Anyway, in 1893, the game got so heated that at the end of it, a rear admiral and a brigadier general got so aggravated, they actually were going to fight a duel. They were going to shoot it out. And so this is true now. The junior officers broke that up and said, come on, man, we can't do this. So anyway, President Cleveland hears about it, that two of his generals, admirals, are going to fight a duel over a football game. So he calls in the Secretary of the Navy. He calls in at that time the Secretary of War, although I think, didn't Trump rename that guy Secretary of War? But anyway, they decide this, that not Notre Dame, Navy and Army will keep playing. However, they can only play home games. So that effectively cooled this down because they couldn't travel. So that went on till about 1898. They did not play one another. Then they started up again. So they resumed in 1889. And that game was won by Army when they started back up. Army won that one. Then in 1909, a cadet tragically died in the game against Harvard. And so, Army canceled appropriately the rest of their season. Then, so that would be 6 times they missed. Then in 1917, 1918, World War I, we had just entered it in 1917. So 17 and 18, they did not play. So now we're up to 8. And then what happened was as they were preparing to play the 1923 game, the school started to argue about eligibility because, Army was going to get guys from Fort Apache and say they can play in this game. Well, Navy was getting guys that were out to sea. They were bringing them. So they couldn't agree on eligibility. So we deal with eligibility these days as well. And so in 23 and 24, no game. So since 1890, they have played every year with those 10 exceptions. And, the game typically is played in the city of brotherly love in Philadelphia. This year, the game is being played in Baltimore. And right now, this is the 125th meeting. Navy leads the series 63-55 with 7 ties. Going into this game, Navy is coming in at 9-2. Army's coming in at 6-5. Lately, the last 4 or 5 years, they're coming in with both teams having winning records, which was unusual, I think, from the time of Staubach, which would have been 1963 as the year he won the Heisman. They had like only 3 times where both teams had winning records. But now it's becoming pretty much of a common occurrence. In fact, Navy tied for the American this year, but were denied access. It was North Texas and Tulane because of the tiebreaker. So Navy was right there at 7-1. This game does not count as towards their 6 wins. So Navy and Army have to win 6 games in 11 tries because this game is outside of bowl eligibility and it's outside of the American. So with that, Mick, I think that gives you a little bit of a precursor as to what's coming today.
And it will be a terrific game with both teams having winning records coming into it. So I'm my guess is you have it on your picks here this afternoon. Oh no, you don't. I know you do.
We do.
You do. All right. So we'll see in a little bit here who Sully thinks he has at that time. We're gonna take a break on Sully's college football page on 98.9 WXCO.
Buck Welsh has been working in the golf business since 1976, became a PGA member in 1984, and has been teaching for over 40 years. His philosophy has always been to work with the individual golfer, building on the way they do things and making them better with what they have to work with. Call Buck at 715-581-2646 or check out the website www.bucksgolfshop.com to get more info about lessons.
Eye Clinic of Wisconsin believes that clear vision and hearing are priceless. Eye Clinic of Wisconsin is equipped to handle all your eye and hearing care needs. When you need specialty and surgical eye care, why not work with the best? Let the team of professionals at Eye Clinic of Wisconsin see you. Eye Clinic of Wisconsin has 7 convenient locations that include Wausau, Amtigo, Medford, Merrill, Rhinelander, Stevens Point, and Wisconsin Rapids. Visit their Facebook page or website at www.eyeclinicwi.com. Eye Clinic of Wisconsin, one vision, yours.
As a proud member of the Wausau Marathon, Edgar, and Athens communities, Peterson Kramer Funeral Home has built a reputation for having a deep commitment to personal service. When you need compassionate concern and expert guidance day or night, Peterson Kramer Funeral Home is the one to call. You can trust them to take care of every detail at a time it matters most. Located in Wausau, Marathon, Edgar, and Athens, Peterson Kramer Funeral Home, friends you've trusted and depended on since 1914. Krasowski Dental offers the most effective cosmetic and neuromuscular dentistry procedures and treatments. When you walk through the doors, you'll experience an incredibly comfortable and pleasant atmosphere where you'll be treated like family. Krasowski Dental offers 24-hour emergency service and care so you don't have to wait, and offers many of the newest dental technologies and perks to make your dental experience comfortable and less stressful. Schedule your appointment now with Krasowski Dental, North 17th Avenue, Wausau.
Don't you just love a good football game? Don't you just love a new car or a new truck or a new motorcycle? And don't you just love saving money? Then you'll love Clover Belt Credit Union, your go-to team for saving money with a great rate vehicle loan. Great rates are what make Clover Belt the leader in vehicle loans. Cars, trucks, motorcycles, ATVs. If it's got a motor and it rolls on wheels, Clover Belt Credit Union has the great rate financing you want. Give us a call and we'll get your great rate loan rolling. Clover Belt Credit Union, your team for great rates.
The Dirks Group started in 1999 as an alternative to traditional IT service providers. From the start, they focused on customized solutions for the needs of each client. Today, they serve over 400 customers from locations in Wausau and Eau Claire. Go to dirksgroup.com for more information.
Charity's Bar in Marathon City. Great food, great service, a great place to meet friends. Come on down and watch the game or just hang out. It's Charity's Bar on County Road and in Marathon City.
Witness the difference at Newman Catholic Schools, where education is embraced by the Christian faith and students are held to a high standard of academic excellence. Schedule a tour and learn what it means to be a Newman Catholic Cardinal. Visit NewmanCatholicSchools.com to learn more.
WXCO 1230 AM, W255DN Wausau, streaming at bullfallsradio.com.
And welcome back here on Sully's college football page. December 13th, we got the Army-Navy game today, but just as, maybe just as important, I think, in my mind, is our guest today, right now here, we have in here today from Tommy's Car Wash, the one and only Corey Hines. The one and only.
Stop it.
This is like this is a good morning. When Sul told me that you were coming on last night, That like literally made my week on here. So, but Corey's from Tommy's Car Wash. And he's the general manager of a couple sites, and I know he does a lot of things and goes around and helps start other ones. But Sully always starts off with his usual take on the sponsors and what the sponsors do for the show and for the community. So Sully, we got Corey on here today to do some picks. And just so you know, Corey, no pressure on you, but I've been here. This is the third week in a row that I've been here, lucky enough to be here with Sal. And the last two times he's lost in these picks. I mean,
that's not been verified. That's what Mick says.
Well, that's what I've written down. I really write these down. So, Corey, you got to make it 3 in a row this week because there's nobody that knows college football better than Sully. So when he gets beat, it's kind of like North Dakota State losing. It's kind of a shocker.
That's not exactly true, Corey.
But
well, especially picking against someone who hasn't watched a college football game all year.
Well, you should be good then. You should be good to go then.
That might be the advantage I need.
That might be. Or not. I don't know.
Now that explains why Sully said we got to get Corey in here. He had to get back on the winning trail. I think that's what he said.
Well, that's mostly true. It's not totally true.
Sully, take it away.
All right. Corey, we want to thank you for your sponsorship.
Sure.
And because of what you do, I'd like to give a big shout out to you and our other sponsors. As a result of your willingness to partner with Sully's College Football Page, we were able to reach our 2025 goal of donating $1,500 to volunteer private and charitable institutions in our area and beyond. These donations were given to the following: the Hager House, the Women's Community, Newman's Catholic Schools, the Good News Project, Maine All-Volunteer Fire Department, the Humane Society, Knock MS Out of the Park, Wausau's Free Medical Clinic, St. Vincent de Paul's Society, the National MS Society, Children's Miracle Network, and St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. So on behalf of these services, schools, and charities, Bull Falls Radio and Sully's College Football Page, we'd like to give a directed thank you to you, Corey, and to all our sponsors who make these donations possible. So thank you, Corey.
No worries.
Corey, what and for all the people out there, tell us a little bit about Tommy's Express there.
Well, right now, Tommy's Express, we just added our 5th wash in Plover, just opened yesterday. Pretty exciting. It's like the Taj Mahal of car washes right now. It's pretty exciting. So we have free washes through the 21st in Plover only. But this Wednesday, we're celebrating the opening of Plover by giving away free washes to everyone at all of our sites. So this Wednesday, the 17th, come to Tommy's Express, Wausau West and Stevens Point, Eau Claire, for a free wash.
Wow.
I got to tell you.
I know Sully will be there.
Oh, well, I have been a member now for 2 or 3, 4 years. And I'll tell you.
Which one?
The Bridge.
No,
Street.
2, 3, or 4 years.
Oh, well, I am reflecting of I am now in my 411th year. So it's one of them. I don't speak in terms of years, Corey. I speak in ranges.
Gotcha.
And I'm approaching speaking in decades. That was in the 80s.
Make sure everybody stops on out. Let's get those backed up. I want those backed up on the highway on Bridge Street. I want stuff backed up on there.
I tell you what, Wednesday is supposed to be a very warm day too. I have a feeling if the sun is out, it's going to be packed. So it'll be fun.
Mick, the Wausau Police Department and Sheriff's Department, they listen to this show, so I'd be careful about you saying you want traffic.
Well, I didn't say I was going to be. I didn't say I was going to be on it. That would have been Corey's fault. But it'd be a good day to go get your car washed. So I know I will be over there getting my truck washed here. Let's pick a couple games here, and we'll start off with today's game, Washington and Boise State in the. I don't know what bowl, but I do. What is this, Sal? You know it more than I do.
Well, if you go to the Sully's College football page website, and you'll see our menu. It's like the fifth or so of our stationary menu. You'll see an icon that says bowls. That's where you go to get more information. The opponents, the payouts, where the game is played, the venue, the stadium, and such. And so, since there are 35 of them, I really don't know all the bowls.
It's the LA Bowl.
It's the it's the LA Bowl.
In Inglewood, California, and it's tonight on ABC.
Okay, there you go. You're on that page.
Well, yes, go to Sully's College Football page. I know I'm picking all the bowls, and the first thing I'll do is go check on Sully's College Football page for all the information. So make sure you guys do that too. Corey, who do you got? Boise State or Washington?
I'll go Boise State just because I love their field, even though I know they're not playing there. But that blue field, you can't
go wrong.
Can't go wrong.
I'm certainly following your logic there, Corey. So
pretty good for not watching the game.
Yeah. It gives new meaning to not watching any games. I'm going to go with Washington, Big Ten team, maybe a little better schedule than is a better schedule than the Mountain West. Although Boise is a very good team, and these teams are familiar with each other because of the old relationship with the Pac-12 and the Mountain West. But still, I like Washington in this game, Mick.
Sell on Tuesday, the Salute to the Veterans Bowl.
There you go.
Troy versus Jacksonville State in Alabama. Who do you got?
Well, this is an all Alabama battle. So there's these kids are going to be aware of each other. Jacksonville State plays in Conference USA. Troy is in the Sun Belt, a little better league. So I look for Troy to get this done. Plus, I'm going to go with Corey's logic. A good friend of mine, Jimmy Poshak, 6'4" guard back in my day. So he was a giant at that position. He went to Troy. So there's always a connection for me there. But Troy's in the better league. I say Troy gets this done.
I'm going to go with Troy also.
In there?
Yeah.
Do you know a Troy?
No, one.
One is that
Thinking
what,
back to high school? Yep.
On there.
Yeah.
What's intriguing is both of those teams are from Alabama, and the game is in Alabama, huh? So they don't have to travel too far.
Well, that's all good.
They're taking buses.
Buses there, you think?
Bus them there. Save some money on airfare.
The game's at 9
be
o'clock.
Those yellow buses too.
Yeah, and they probably don't even stay overnight. They got to come. They got to go.
Corey, you can't go back to your Newman days. This is not a yellow bus.
The next game we have here, it's on Wednesday. Old Dominion versus South Florida. In Orlando in the Cure Bowl. What do you got? Who do you got on that one? So,
I'll go home court advantage. South Florida. They'll probably bring a bigger crowd.
Bigger. What do you think about that song?
Well,
what do you think?
I wasn't thinking about the crowd, but South Florida is one of the best teams in the group of five. All the teams that. In terms of its athleticism, they really have good athletes when you watch them play. They rival and are better than many Power Four teams. So I like South Florida to get Old Dominion in this game. South Florida plays in the American, and even though they didn't win it, Cor, you could argue that on most days they could beat anybody in that league.
And we are going to go to the 68 Ventures Bowl. In Alabama. We got Louisiana and Delaware. So who do you have in the 68 Ventures Bowl?
Well, we got to mention that Delaware was not eligible to be in a bowl this year. They were not eligible. What happened was some teams opt out, and they required, for the 35 bowl games, they required 70 teams, obviously. And so what happened was Delaware qualified for a bowl. They won like 7 games, and they are in transition. They used to be in the Coastal Athletic Association. They were ineligible because they were in transition. But once there weren't enough teams, then what the bowl selection committee does, it goes and looks at teams that would have been qualified, and they offer them a spot. Now, all that said, Louisiana will win this game. They're going to beat Delaware. And the great thing about Delaware is their helmets. They are the wing helmets, just like Michigan. And this is very important, Corey, like you were talking about the blue field. They are royal blue, where Michigan is navy blue. That's the one distinction.
I need to go with them also.
Louisiana?
Yes.
On there. Any particular reason? No.
No, I'm just taking this all.
Taking it in, taking it on there.
Taking Sal. This
Sal
is like
sold
this
it.
is history.
Sal
This
sold
is a
it.
history
He
lesson.
sold it on there. And the fifth one we have on Thursday. It's the Xbox Bowl. I like that bowl. I like to play Xbox.
Absolutely.
Arkansas State. I wonder if they all get like Xboxes.
I think they do.
Do they?
I think so.
Arkansas State versus Missouri State, and that's at on ESPN2 on Thursday at 9 p.m. Corey? Unfortunately, you can't listen to Sully here. You got to do your own.
I'll
here.
you know what? I'll go Missouri State just for shoots and giggles.
Well, now here's the other thing about them, Corey. They are exactly in the same position as Delaware was. They're new to the FBS this year. They came out of the Missouri Valley. They had a correct number of 6 wins, but they were ineligible because they're in transition. Well, then when the shortage occurred, here they are. And I'm going to go Butch King. I don't know if you guys remember Butch. He was coach at Tennessee for a while, Central Florida. And I'll tell you, Arkansas State hit a stretch where they were beating a lot of teams in the, in the Sun Belt, playing at a pretty high level. I'm going to say they're going to be able to get Missouri State, who plays in Conference USA. So I'm going with Arkansas State here.
So we got a couple different ones so far. Corey, besides, before we finish up here, those 5, what I know you guys do stuff for Halloween. You have that. Do you do anything for Christmas? Do you have lights up there at Tommy Expresses?
We really don't. We just decorate the flight deck area and for the staff and everything, but nothing outside. The Tunnel of Terror kind of gets us decorated out.
It wears you out for the year for the
it
3
does.
years,
It does
65?
wear us out for the year, but no, just reminding everyone on the 17th, Wednesday this week, free washes at all of the Tommy's Express washes for anybody, and then again in Plover, the new site, they're going to have free washes until the 21st of this month.
So everybody that lives in that area, Stevens Point area, make sure you go out there and fill that up
Yes.
until the 21st. And
Absolutely.
Everybody around here, December 17th, this Wednesday. So coming back for the back half here, we start off with you with we talked about both these schools already. On next Friday at 11 a.m., the Myrtle Beach Bowl. That would be a fun bowl.
Yeah, well, this is 2 conference champs. Western Michigan won the MAC, and Kennesaw State won Conference USA. I would say that Western Michigan is a little more polished. They had a bad loss early in the year against Illinois. They got handled. But since then, they have been in the games they've played and won the MAC. So I would say that Western Michigan, little stronger roster than even though it's Georgia, where there's great high school football. I think Western Michigan beats Kennesaw State.
I'll stick with Saul on that one because I'll go opposite on the other ones to make up for it.
Western Michigan, and they are lately been playing really good football. I can't even pronounce that. Guess Perla Bowl. Saul, what did I say that right?
Just make it up.
Okay, well, it's at the Raymond James Stadium in Tampa.
Okay.
It's a good one between Memphis and NC State, but Corey actually starts with this one. Memphis and NC State. Who do you got, Corey?
I'll go NC State for no reason.
Well, Corey, there is a good reason. NC State's in a better league. There was an oddity this year in the ACC where Virginia, who was the coming out of the regular season, had the best record. But the oddity was they did play NC State, Virginia did, and they are in the ACC together. However, it was early in the season, and it was a non-conference game. They really screwed up my sight because I don't have a way to discriminate with when they play a conference team and it's not a conference game. But nonetheless, team that's up and down. Dave Duran is the coach. You guys know him. He was at Northern Illinois for a while, and he's been there for quite a while. Memphis, on the other hand, their coach, Ryan Silverfield, has departed. He's not there anymore. So I'm going to go, Corey, with you on this. I'm going to go NC State.
I like Sully's reasons a lot better than yours, Corey. I'm going to be honest with you, because
that's okay.
Those are legit, but you got to the right, same thing.
You know, Mick, that's kind of a backwards comment because Corey said he didn't have a reason. So I'm glad what I said was better than that.
It was a good reason. It was a good reason. I like that, especially with that Memphis coach leaving. Those teams kind of sometimes are in disarray a little bit too. The Celebration Bowl, which is not counted technically as a bowl. We've gone through it before, but that game is being played today. Prairie View A&M versus NC State in the Celebration Bowl. Saul, who do you have?
Well, you know, Prairie View A&M represents the SWAC, and they have 12 teams now in their league. The MEAC is down to 6, where South Carolina State is located. Typically, the MEAC wins this game, although since Dion's time at Jackson State, which is a SWAC school, they've played much better. But I still like NC State against Prairie View, so I'm going to go with NC State. And by the way, the payout, the reason they do this, because they are eligible to play in the FCS tournament, the reason they do this is each conference gets $1 million payout. So there's a lot more money for them to do this than to play in the tournament. So, Corey, I'm going with South Carolina State.
Who are they playing?
Prairie View A&M.
Well, let's just be opposite of Saul on this one.
Prairie View.
That's the only chance I have to beat him.
They might be favored, Corey.
See, so Saul's taking the underdog on this one. Yeah. We got two more here, quick, and we'll get these quick here. Two big ones. The first game of the tournament, we have Oklahoma, and this is on Friday night. Oklahoma and Alabama. Corey, who do you have between Oklahoma and Alabama?
Oh, let's see. I'm not a big Alabama fan, so I'm going to probably just go Oklahoma because I would be rooting for them.
And it is at Oklahoma.
Oklahoma all the way.
Oh, yeah.
Where's the bowl at?
The bowl?
This is a bowl game, Mick.
It's the college. No, it's college football.
College football
first
playoff.
round. Yeah.
First round, that's right. So it is.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
So I would say, Corey, you know, both these teams are very good defensively. Right. Both of them are. I would give Oklahoma a slight edge, especially against their ability to stop the run. Alabama really struggled trying to run the ball against Georgia. When you go for -3 yards, I think that qualifies as struggling. I'm going to say that Mateer, their quarterback, is a little more healthy, and defensively, if it's a push, Oklahoma has a edge, and that they're a little more versatile with running and throwing the ball. So I got Oklahoma.
And the last one, Army and Navy today, Saul.
Army, always Army in this game. Last year, Navy really surprised Army. Army sometimes does better when they're playing from the back, when they're the dog in the game. Great game. This is, in my opinion, the best rivalry in not just college football, but all of sport. Given the history of the game, given the significance of who these people are, the commitment they've made to our country. So as far as I'm concerned, this is the game of the year. And I'm saying Army gets it done today, even though, Corey, Navy is favored.
Well, then we'll go against them and say Navy.
Navy. Go Navy.
Go
right?
Navy.
They are the favorite one.
Well, you got to finish it. Go Navy. Beat Army.
Beat Army. Yes.
Yes,
Go Navy. Beat Army. Yes. Corey knew that.
Sure.
I did not
But-
know that.
Sure.
I did not know that.
But I say go Army, beat Navy. So
And that's
just
how they
so
end
we're
up.
clear on
Okay.
that.
It should be a great game this afternoon. One that, like Sel said, is historic. Before we leave here, Corey, thank you for coming on here. Any final words besides make sure on this Wednesday?
Yeah. Just come out free wash day on Wednesday. And if you're in the Plover area, free washes until the 21st.
Wow.
And they do a great job, and they're great people over there. So make sure you guys stop out and visit the sites. Corey and his staff do a terrific job. So thank you for coming out today, Corey. And we will be taking a break on Sully's College Football Page on 98.9 WXCO.
Where did the good old days go? From going to the old A&W drive-in to cruising the strip in town, all things change. Some things stay consistent. For almost 75 years, Redant Insurance in Rib Mountain has been providing quality service to its customers. One of the oldest agencies in the area. Your family and neighbors come here. Now it's your turn. Call 715-845-9204. Click redantinsurance.com or stop by 227501 Rib Mountain Drive. Redant Insurance Agency, our family helping yours.
Tommy's Express Car Wash at 102 Bridge Street in Wausau and 1611 Schofield Avenue in Weston has the tools and experience to keep your car clean inside and out. Our wash packages let you pay for the services you want, including Tommy Garden Body Wax, wheel cleaning and tire gloss, an underbody flush and spot-free rinse. Give your vehicle the cleaning it deserves at Tommy's Express at 102 Bridge Street in Wausau and 1611 Schofield Avenue in Weston. You don't have to choose between personal, hometown service, and the latest banking technology. Brokaw Credit Union has it all. Whether you're looking to finance your first home, grow your savings, or get a new set of wheels, we're here to help. Check us out at brokawcu.com. It's hard to find great Italian food in Wausau unless you're familiar with Carmelo's Italian Restaurant. Established in 1986 by the Oliva family, 3 generations still strive to provide a family atmosphere and fine dining experience. Carmelo's is proud to serve authentic Italian made with fresh ingredients. Their recipes have been handed down from generation to generation. Reservations are recommended Tuesdays through Sundays, and they are closed on Mondays. Carmelo's Italian Restaurant, located at the base of Granite Peak on North Mountain Road, Wausau. Check them out at carmelositalian.com.
And welcome back to Sully's College Football Page on 98.9 WXCO. And Sul, we have a special guest here today, Roger Baylog. Did I say
You're
that
all
correct?
over it,
On there,
yep.
and hopefully he's on here. And Ian took. Can you hear us, Roger?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Oh, clear as day, Roger. Thank you for joining us this morning here on Sully's College Football Page. And you are, if you could talk to us a little bit about yourself here, and Sully, I'm sure we'll have a couple questions, but I know you're related to Sully, right? Correct?
Well, my most distinguished part of me is the fact that I'm Sully's brother-in-law.
Yeah. Now, Mick, don't ask Roger questions like that. He's got an image that he's got to defend.
Hey, anybody that's related to Sully is got to be a great a guy. So that's a good thing. So it's all positive here, and we're happy. But I know a big week here for you for the Army-Navy game, and if you can tell us a little bit about your past here, and again, Sully will have a few questions here as we go on, but if you could just tell us a little bit about yourself, and thanks for joining us this morning.
Well, it really goes around the Army-Navy game, and I'm going back to 1965, and I attended West Point from 65 to 69. And we had some great football years. And leading up to that, we also had a lot. But I really wanted to go to the academy. And I used to watch the Army Navy games all in the late 50s and 60s. You had Joe Bellino,
sure,
Roger Staubach, Pete Dawkins,
right?
They were just great inspirational people, and that game was really something for me. When I went to the game in '65, I was a plebe, and I remember it like it was yesterday. It's 60 years ago, and I can tell you what we did. I can't tell you as much about the other games where I attended, but I tell you that first year, it was just something that stuck to me every single minute of the day.
Roger, it's interesting.
I really enjoyed it.
The guys that you mentioned, Dawkins and Bellino and stuff, those guys were all Heisman Trophy winners. And I think a lot of people, Raj, don't know how good Army and Navy were in the 20s, 30s, 40s, and into the 50s. And, I remember Roger Staubach in 1963, him winning the Heisman. And until, I don't know, maybe into the 2000s, Navy did not beat Notre Dame. The last time they beaten them was with Staubach. But nonetheless, these teams historically were among the best teams in college football. But Raj, what about the week during the game? What's the academy like when you're getting ready to play Navy?
Well, I could tell you through my eyes as a plebe, it was really, really great. Because I reported in July 1, '65, and I had never gotten off campus except for one time until the Army-Navy game. We had a whole week of rallies. We had a big bonfire one night. Thursday night was always our dinner night for getting ready for a football game. And it was always steak night. It was the one night that we had. And as far as a plebe, it was the one time that I could fall out. Now, you might not know what that is, but that means we could sit down and eat a meal by like normal people. And,
okay.
Right after that, we had the cheerleaders come in, and we had a lot going on. Sometime we stacked tables, which we have these 10-man tables that we sat at. We took everything off of them and started stacking them. We got them up to 5 or 10 high, and we just turned this all into a huge chaos room. It was a lot of fun. Then we went out and we had a bonfire, and that was Thursday. We sent the team off. It was always to Philadelphia, to John F. Kennedy Stadium. There was just a great stadium to have it in. And we just had a great time that week.
Yeah. Now, Raj, do you were you ever involved? And knowing you, I'm thinking probably not, but maybe in the stealing of Navy's goat. Did you ever get involved, or did you?
But some of my classmates did, and that happened. Let's see. I'm not sure what year it was. I'd have to look at a yearbook, because I pulled up the yearbook for '65, but I'm not sure when they did steal the goat.
I think they've done that a couple times, and of course,
yeah,
the Navy always says it's harder to steal a mule than a goat, so they kind of wimp out of that and say they couldn't steal, the mule.
Yeah.
So what do you think about this year, Raj? What are your thoughts, as Army gets into this game as the underdog?
Well, it depends what team shows up. I swear.
Okay.
From my standpoint, it seems at times we could pull the feet out of the jaws of victory. We found that in our first game this year with Troy. But a lot of the times, who's supposed to win goes out the window. Last year, Army was a slam dunk. No way we could lose that. And we ended up doing. From my standpoint, it seems like it's always Navy on the other side that pulls it out instead of us. But, if you look through the years, it's probably evened out. Back in the 60s, though, we were well ahead of Navy. And, and win games. And again, we had some great teams like you mentioned, like Pete Dawkins. He was one of my instructors at West Point.
Really?
When I was in my first year. Yeah, and people used to call him St. Peter until one of my classmates called him St. Peter one time, and he ended up walking the area for a long time. It did not work out that way, but he taught history to us back in the 60s.
Did you have a
teams though in the 60s? We, in fact, back when they only had a couple bowls, I think it was 7. We were invited to the Sugar Bowl, and that was, they had 4 or 5 major bowls then, and that was the first time we had ever been invited, and it was turned down by the Secretary of the Defense because we had Vietnam War going on.
Yeah.
But we had some good times. We beat Navy most of the times I was there. At 65, we had a 7-7 tie, and that was like kissing your sister.
Yeah. When you look at 1963, Raj, I may be misremembering, but I thought that Army got invited that year with Stahlbach because they were like 9-1, and I thought they got invited to play a game against Tennessee. Am I remembering right, or is that not the case?
Well, that may have been Navy.
Oh, that's right. I'm my bad. That's like a mortal sin, confusing those teams. But yeah, I am. I'm thinking Navy. Yes.
Yeah, might have been.
Did you celebrate those victories? Like when you were there, how did they celebrate those victories at West Point?
Well, we first of all, we were able to get out on the weekend. Usually, we weren't allowed to go out on leave, and as a plebe, I didn't get any leave at all that first year. So we either took the bus or took a train. That's when we actually used trains. We had a train station at West Point. We loaded up in the morning, went to Philadelphia, got off the train, and from after the game until midnight, we were free. So we celebrated in Philadelphia after that victory. So that we had games.
Raj, I'm looking.
It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
I'm looking at Army this year, and their losses. They got beat by Tarleton State. We had talked about that. So Tarleton State, really good team out of Texas. I don't know if the guys were fully understanding how good of an opponent they were playing, but that was a 3-point loss. Raj, then there was a 7-point loss to North Texas. Then there was also a 7-point loss to Tulane, very good team. And then, of course, you beat Air Force. And then there was
that was a great game.
Yeah, 13-14.
It was nice to see them come back.
And then, Raj, the Tulsa game was a tough loss, but that was 1 point. So when you look at the losses of this team, to what you were saying earlier, man, they could have won 9 or 10 games easily with some of these really close losses. So, any other thoughts, Raj, about the game today?
Well, I think we got a great coach. I really think he fits, and I don't know if you know Dan, but he comes from Joliet.
I knew that. His dad coached at
coach there.
Joliet East.
I met his mom and dad, and they really have a great tradition of coaching. But he really fits the academy well, and he's got to be disappointed at times when it seems like sometimes we make too many mistakes, because in order to beat anybody, we have to play a good disciplined game.
Right.
No mistakes, because we're always short on talent and short on weight.
Yeah.
I had back one of my classmates who was a tight end for us. He always said that, well, the Army team, we may be small, but we're slow.
Yeah, you make up for it.
But we play as a team, and if they avoid mistakes, turnovers for a while, you know, if they avoid those type of mistakes, they have a chance because they're playing against a lot different teams than we were in the 50s and 60s.
Sure. Yeah, you know, Roger, I saw a stat once. In 1971, Texas won the national championship, and their offensive line averaged 211 pounds. 30 years later, in 2001, Florida State won it, and their offensive line averaged 311 pounds. So there was 100-pound difference between the time you're talking about to now as you entered into the 2000s. Significantly bigger. Now, didn't Army do something a few years ago where they loosened the requirement that guys could actually weigh more at the academy?
Well, we actually had people that weigh over 300 on our front line if you take a look at them.
Okay.
I don't know how they do it because they're supposed to pass the same type of PT test that everybody has. And even back in the 60s, they used to try to bulk up. Bulking up, would mean going up to about 220.
Yeah.
And then they'd have to lose that before they could get commissioned because they have to pass the physical fitness test and medical standards to be commissioned when they graduate. So that makes it pretty tough on a lot of them.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how the 300-pounder could do it.
So, Raj, any last thoughts on today's game? Things that you're looking for that you think are going to come to fruition when we kick this off today?
Well, they got to go out and play as a team and not make mistakes. And it's an emotional game. They have to keep the emotion high. I know they'll play throughout the whole thing, but they need to start off and just play a disciplined, really hard Army football. And if they do that, they could beat it. They could win them, no problem at all.
Hey, Raj.
It depends what team shows up.
Okay. Hey, well, thanks for taking time, Raj, to come and talk to us a little bit. Gives us, Mick and I, we're always struggling for credibility, Raj. And when a guy comes on, who actually experienced this stuff, it really helps the show. So thank you for coming on, Raj.
Okay, Dan, and beat the hell out of Navy.
We'll be cheering. We'll all be cheering for Army today. We appreciate you taking the time today, Roger. And you enjoy that game this afternoon. And we will be back on Sully's college football page on 98.9 WXCO.
Thank you.
Old-fashioned American comfort food in a cozy atmosphere. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, your choice is the Mint Cafe. Call ahead for carryouts, deliveries to downtown Wausau, and catering is also available. Check them out at mintcafewausau.com.
Looking for a part for your vehicle? Look to Hilltop Auto Wrecking in Wausau. Hilltop Auto Wrecking can help you find just about any part you need for your car, truck, or SUV. They have a great selection of auto glass and tires with lots of sizes ready to go. Hilltop Auto Wrecking is always looking to buy vehicles, so if you're stuck with an older junker, they can haul it away for cash. Hilltop Auto Wrecking, family owned and operated for over 40 years at 237-934 Del Rio Road, formerly 6806 North 33rd Street, Wausau. Call 715-675-3258. Are you looking to furnish a new home, apartment, or cabin? Are you looking for quality clothing at a reasonable price? Well, if you are, be sure to stop at St. Vincent de Paul at 131 West Thomas Street in Wausau. Make them your first stop, your one-stop shop for furniture, clothing, accessories, home products, and much more. And remember, St. Vincent de Paul in Wausau is more than just a thrift store. It's a local ministry meeting the needs of our community. Your purchases benefit those in need right here at home. So shop St. Vincent de Paul at 131 West Thomas Street in Wausau, where your purchases benefit your neighbors.
Since 1997, Mountain Bay Auto Care has been serving Central Wisconsin with top quality and affordable car repair and service. With ASE certified mechanics, stop by 5702 Stella Avenue in Schofield or call 715-355-8646.
The warmth of your home is about making memories with family and friends and enjoying life celebrations. At Mensner Hardwoods Marathon, they understand the importance of bringing warmth to a place you call home. For over a century, their fifth-generation family business has been creating beautiful woodwork for the home and office, just as they have for over 130 years. Mensner Hardwoods looks forward to providing you with elegant wood products to enhance the beauty of your home or office. Visit them at mensnerhardwoods.com. Mensner Hardwoods, timeless beauty for your home or office.
The Eat Fresh Refresh doesn't stop at your local Wausau Subways. When the urge hits, make sure to stop by any of the 4 Wausau Subway locations at 1609 Merrill Avenue, 330 East Bridge Street, 1819 West Stewart Avenue, and 4300 Rib Mountain Drive in Walmart. Catering, remote ordering, curbside pickup, and Subway delivery all available. And make sure to use the Subway app when you need Subway. Subway with 4 Wausau locations.
Buck's Golf Shop for all of your golfing needs. Located at 903 Grand Avenue, Suite C8, Rothschild, Wisconsin, 54474 in the Bushka & Bushka Insurance Building on the east side. Specializing in Badger, Bucks, Brewer, and Hacker golf-related items. Green Tag sale is 30% off the retail price. Call 715-581-2646 or email wellsgolf@pcpros.net.
At People's State Bank, we think checking accounts are like SUVs. That's why we offer more features to fuel your lifestyle. The best part? You can open an account without leaving your driveway. Just visit bankpeoples.com today. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back to Sully's college football page on WXEO 98.9. Thanks to all the guests today. All of them were terrific and different insights on different situations. It's always great hearing about the history of the Army-Navy game. So we appreciate Roger coming on today, and Corey and Steve picking some games and doing some other things. Always great. The guests are some of the best things about the show. So we appreciate them coming on and talking some football. So this is a very quick one here. And we're going to make this quick before we end up with what I promised at the beginning of the show. You're going to have your time about Notre Dame. But in this segment, we're just going to go through a couple of these. The Cheez-It Bowl, $6 million.
Yeah.
The bowl out is it's Michigan. We're going to try to see some of the better games here. Just random here, but Michigan, Texas, $6 million.
And that's per team, Mick. That's, if you note there.
So it's win or lose.
Both teams.
Get $6 million.
Yes. Both. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, both teams get it, irrespective of the result. That's a very good game. But given Michigan's certain, they're problematic kinds of things they're dealing with now, they're going to have to try to separate as best they can and keep the kids focused, because you got to think Tarkanian's going to bring those guys in ready to go.
Yep. And then there's another bowl game, $6 million. It was the Iowa. Now I just lost it on here.
Oh, yeah,
and I'll tell you this right now. I should have said this beforehand. Cell's got all the bowls on the site there. You go to a site there and you can see every bowl and the payout and where you can watch it and who's favorite, and go there to that site and see. It's great information, and it'll keep me on track of what the bowls are on per day during the course of the next couple of weeks. It's really fun to go through the bowl season and look at this and see. And when there's bowls come out, it's the holiday season. It's a great time of year. So make sure you go to SullysCollegeFootballPage.com to get all your information about college football, and more specific about the bowls coming up here this year. Where am I? I'm still looking for that Iowa game here. It was $6 million.
Mick, it's 2 games. If you see the Texas-Michigan game, it's 2 games above it. Mick, these are all.
Oh, yep, there it is. It's the
on the
Quest
31st.
31st. 6. The reason I wanted to look at it was the $6.7 million per team, Iowa and Vanderbilt.
Yeah, you know what we do with this is we write like under that game, they're playing in the Relia Quest Bowl, and the bowl tie-ins are the Big Ten and the SEC, which you don't always get, but you certainly do here. And the payout is $6.7 million per team. So, when they start to add these up, the Big Ten this year, Mick, they had 12 teams in. That was the most of anybody. And quite frankly, they should have the most because they have the most teams in their conference. They have 18. So every team in the Big Ten with -6 made it into the now the SEC had 11, but they have fewer teams, so their percentage was probably better. And they did get 5 teams into the playoffs. So nonetheless, you can look at this and you can kind of get a sense of conference, who's playing who. And the other thing, Mick, is the simulator. I'd encourage you when you're on the site to go to the simulator because that will give you a winner. And Mick, the simulator becomes a lot more accurate at this part of the year because of like opponents. Early on, it can be wildly varying because Ohio State may have played Texas and Indiana may have played Indiana State. And so you've got 2 very different opponents. But as the year goes on, it evens out. In fact, the site last week predicted the Indiana-Ohio State game. It said flip a coin. It had it at 4-4. And so now, during this time of year, use the simulator. You're going to get a pretty good insight to outcome.
Make sure you guys go to that site. All the bowls are there, and it's great information. And starts today, Washington and Boise State, $1.9 million on the line. We're going to take a quick break here and come back with why Sully is not upset or is upset that Notre Dame is not in the tournament. And we'll wrap that up with Sully giving us that. We're going to take a break here on 98.9 WXCO.
Crab River Golf Course in Wausau is a unique 18-hole public course. The relaxed atmosphere and breathtaking Northwood scenery is sure to make your golfing day a satisfying experience. For membership information and tee times, call Crab River Golf Course at 715-675-3044.
France Propane at 1153 Foundry Street in Schofield is a local family-owned complete service company serving central Wisconsin for over 2 generations. France Propane is a value-driven company whose goal every day is to provide excellent service, maintain the highest safety, reliability in customer care, and competitive pricing. France Propane, service first, safety always. Check out France Propane at francepropane.com. For over 30 years, Webco has worked with corporations, schools, organizations on their apparel and promotional needs. Webco can handle small quantities to orders in the thousands with a fast turnaround. Webco of Wausau, 1405 West Thomas Street.
This holiday season, experience the magic of Tchaikovsky's Nutcracker, presented by Central Wisconsin School of Ballet at the Grand Theater in Wausau. Join Flare Up, the Nutcracker Prince, and the Sugar Plum Fairy for an unforgettable journey through the land of sweets. With dazzling costumes, stunning choreography, and a cast of talented dancers, it's a holiday tradition the whole family will cherish. Performances are December 6th at 1:30 and 7 p.m. and December 7th at 1 p.m. Tickets available now at the Grand Theater box office. Don't miss the wonder of the Nutcracker.
North End Pub. Cold beer, clever conversation. All stories cross-referenced for validity. If you're looking for a nice spot to hang with friends, North End Pub will do the trick. Stop in for thirst relief today. North End Pub, North 3rd Avenue, Wausau.
Big Fat Designs can give your company the cutting-edge look it needs to attract customers and stand out from the rest. From websites and print designs to logos and letterheads, Big Fat Designs is your effective and affordable marketing solution. E-commerce, online customer database, video and audio players, Big Fat Designs does it all. And the best part, you deal with someone locally to talk with, to meet with, working hands-on towards your success. Big Fat Designs in Wausau. Find out more online at bigfatdesigns.com.
Witness the difference at Newman Catholic Schools, where education is embraced by the Christian faith and students are held to a high standard of academic excellence. Schedule a tour and learn what it means to be a Newman Catholic Cardinal. Visit NewmanCatholicSchools.com to learn more.
And welcome back to Sully's College Football Page on 98.9 WXCO. And we have about 5 minutes here, and this is going to be Sully's time, Sully's show, and it's going to be everything you guys have been waiting for of the Notre Dame. What do we call it? Notre Dame tragedy or Notre Dame? What do we call this? Sully? Whatever it is.
We call this Notre Dame did it to himself when they lost the first two games. They should never have done that and then have any kind of expectation of getting in. That said, there's some other things that need to be made public.
And you're right. If they beat Texas A&M at home, which they should have, take away the Miami game, they still make it.
Yeah.
They over Texas A&M then, because they only have one loss, and Texas A&M has two losses and whatever, and they got the head-and-head and things like that. So, long story short, but with that being said, Sal, take it away here. This is your show, your time, your school. You go ahead.
All right, we'll talk about the fact that Notre Dame did not make this year's college football playoff. And in Vegas, they were fourth ranked. They were considered to be the fourth best team in the field. I think many people feel that this year, or think better said, that Notre Dame had an actual shot to advance like they did a year ago, and maybe a different result in a championship game. All that aside, essentially what happened was earlier in the year, the Big Ten Commissioner Petitti approached the SEC Commissioner Stanky about getting rid of the conference championship game, having the top two teams in the SEC, the top two teams in the Big Ten, automatic bursts into the playoffs. And then the teams 3 through 6 in those various leagues, SEC or Big Ten, would play play-in games. So the SEC would have 4 teams. The Big Ten would have 4 teams. Now, Petitti told Stanky that's prefaced on you going to 9 games, because we're here playing 9 games and you're only playing 8 as the ACC is. Big 12, the old Pac-12, and Notre Dame play 9 conference games. So Stanky agrees. We'll go to 9, he says. Well, he goes back down south, and the SEC coaches look at him like he's nutty. They're saying, what are you talking about? We're going to beat ourselves up. We already have, when you rank scheduling, the SEC teams are annually ranked with more difficult schedules, and Stanky just made it a lot harder for them to get into playoffs. So they told him, we're not doing that. So then the debate went on. Then Stanky went back to Petitti, Big Ten. We're out. Now, ESPN, they get involved in this. ESPN tells the SEC, you will play 9 games because of the power they wield. And the reason you're going to do it is we're going to give you $50 to $80 million more if you agree to play in this, which means the teams would have got 1.3 million or 5 million more to the 52 or whatever that is million they have. And the SEC right now is behind the Big Ten by about 11 mil, so it's a significant difference. So Stanky then goes back to the coaches and says, boys, we're playing 9 games, so now they do go to 9. And of course, there's a lot of saber rattle in the SEC about what do we get for this? What did we get? Well, the ESPN had communicated to Stanky, you can get more than 4 teams in. You don't have to agree to that with you can do it. So anyway, the long and the short of it is the SEC wanted 5 teams. And then you watch how they treated Alabama and how they turned this into a 2-team race between Miami and Notre Dame. Last time I checked, 12 teams are involved in this. 2 or 1, with the group of 5. So anyway, what happened was with Alabama, they are the only team in tournament history to lose a game and not drop a spot, because by keeping them at 9, that ensured the SEC got 5 teams. And keep in mind, the ESPN has distribution rights for the SEC and the ACC. So there's a connection there. So the bottom line is they set it up perfectly, because I know, and anybody involved in sport knows head-to-head matters. Once they did that, and there are other elements to this, but we're under a time constraint here. So nonetheless, that's part of the reason that Notre Dame got left out, because of the way it was orchestrated.
And that makes complete sense. And there's always more to the story than the story, right? So,
oh yeah,
and that's why that comes up. And again, disappointment for people that like not just Notre Dame fans, but Notre Dame is a hot commodity, obviously, in that tournament, which brings a little luster away from it. That's just a fact of it. So, Sal, thank you again for having me. You guys have a great last 5 shows. Thank you to the guests today. Thank you, Sal. And enjoy the college football games this weekend and all through the week. And make sure you tune into Sully's College Football Page next Saturday at 9 a.m. here on WXCO 98.9.
WXCO 1230 AM, W255DN Wausau, streaming at bullfallsradio.com.